The rise of Fleetwood Town Football Club is quite remarkable to say the least. The Cod Army have recently achieved an unprecedented 5th promotion in 8 seasons to secure themselves league football status next term. Chairman Andy Pillar has bankrolled their success since taking over in 2003 and revealed why exactly he took over the club.
I think just the obsessive love of football that I have, to be involved at any level, even the North West Counties, which it was at that time. I felt privileged to be involved, and I still do every day. It was just great to be involved in the running of a football club, and we saw the potential, and never really dreamt it would lead to where we are today.
Massive changes have occurred at the club since his arrival, and one man who's seen it all is the Chief Executive, Steve Kerwood.
I don't think anyone would have thought where we stand today and where the club's come from. You know, I've been involved a relatively short time, 4 years, but even in 4 years it's been relentless progress. So to come from even much further back than then, it's just I don't think it's quite sunk into anyone yet where we're possibly heading. When I turned up, there was only the Percy Ronson stand there to my left. The rest of it was pretty much very old-fashioned, semi-derelict ground. So to see 2 shiny new stands go up in that time, and then the crowning glory of the stand behind me, that's probably one of the most remarkable changes. And secondly, as well, the club going full time into a national league, playing some of the biggest names in league football as well in the FA Cup have been some of the outstanding highlights.
Another factor that's aided progression is the instalment of ex-Blackpool midfielder Mickey Mellon as manager. The Scotsman has guided the club to 2 promotions since taking over in the hot seat.
When you appoint a manager, it's very, very important you get it right. We spoke to lots of people, but I think we clicked with Mickey almost immediately. And his main attributes are his infectious enthusiasm, his people skills, his man management, and I think he'll go on to be a top Football League manager.
I think what's important people understand is he's not probably provided us with any more funds than any other sort of top 10 team in the league is. It's just that probably we've maybe used ours a little bit cuter than everybody else. And we've got players who have delivered for us, so delighted that we have him here. Fleetwood Town's very lucky to have him as a chairman because he's a real special guy in it and a big fan of the club.
As the playing squad has enjoyed a complete overhaul in recent years, one man who's been a mainstay is defender Nathan Pond, who recently made his 300th appearance in a 9-year spell.
It's been here all my footballing career. As you say, I wasn't a YTS, so I just played on the parks, and then the first manager, Tony Greenwood, he brought me in. Ever since then I've just been here. It was a great achievement to play 300 games for one club, and each season we've been improving, so it's an enjoyable time at the moment.
And with a bright future in mind, the club are developing talent right down to grassroots level.
The way the structure has gone to the form and to the level of players that we're now bringing in, and the quality coaching that they do receive, and the jump up that they get when they go and train with the gaffer down at the first team training, the boys are starting, the pedigree of the boys are starting to come thick and fast through, and that talent's only going to come soon. The first team, as you know, are performing fantastically well. The young boys buzz from that, and they try and replicate what happens with the first team, the way they play, the standard of football, the intensity of the football, and that can only ever assist in us developing that kind of player that's going to grace the pitch with the first team players.
The club's upward spiral is also seemingly having a positive impact on the local media, with raised interest throughout the Fylde Coast area.
I joined this paper 4 years ago, and we never ever thought we'd have 2 professional football league clubs. We've obviously got one that's been fantastic with Blackpool. They've been in the Premier League, and our sales have gone up as Blackpool have gone up when Wembley and things like that. And I think Fleetwood will be exactly the same. The interest now on the Fylde Coast massive. They play Wrexham coming up to a huge game. I think there's 5,000 tickets sold for that, and when you think that the ground only used to hold about 200, it shows how much they've progressed. So yeah, I think it'll only help us and the football in the whole of the Fylde Coast.
It is clear the significance the club holds to its loyal set of supporters, the affectionately known Cod Army.
They've played their part in what has become, a great part of the town. The club couldn't survive and wouldn't be a football club if it wasn't for the supporters. Supporters make football clubs. It's not shiny new stands and fantastic players. So the the town have embraced that, and they've come and supported this club in numbers now. So it obviously means an awful lot to the town.
From very, very small roots, it's now really gone on the map, but at the same time the town itself has gone down socially. There's a lot of unemployment, the fishing industry isn't what it was, and people just want a good story, and Fleetwood is a good story, the success of the football club, and that's evidenced by the fact that they're coming in ever increasing numbers as well. So I think for a down and out town who've really had it on their uppers for too long, this is brilliant.
And an interesting matter of debate is just what lies in store for the club's future.
Who knows? We never put any sort of ceiling on anything. We'll keep trying to win games of football and keep trying to go as high as we can, and keep trying. And we're very, very ambitious. So I don't expect this club ever to sort of settle for being anywhere really.
The way clubs usually do when they get promoted is they usually rattle straight through League Two as well. This is because the conference, or the top end of the conference, is arguably as strong, if not stronger, than League Two. The teams like Wrexham and Fleetwood would more than hold their own right now in the league. So I think Fleetwood, as Crawley have done, as another couple of teams, Stevenage, have done in the past, I can see them going straight up.
Past experience would show that the likes of Stevenage and Crawley, who have gone up, have made themselves at home and also been promoted further. So really I'd expect Fleetwood, if they do go up, to have the capacity and the resources to be challenging to come out of Division 2.
How far can they go? I suppose time will only tell. There's no sort of 3, 4, 5 year plan here. It's more a case of, well, you get into that next league, find out what it's all about, and is it realistic that you can progress that from that league, and hopefully you can rise to that challenge.
For Fleetwood, it seems the sky's the limit, and they could be flying high for many years to come.